Have you ever opened your banking app and felt that familiar sinking feeling in your chest? You're not broke, the balance isn't zero, but something still feels wrong. You remember the long hours you worked last month, the stress of deadlines, the exhausting commute. You know exactly how much money came in, yet when you look at what's left, it hits you. Your money didn't vanish in some dramatic disaster. It quietly slipped through your fingers like sand. Bills were paid, groceries were bought, a few innocent treat-yourself moments happened, nothing crazy, or so you thought. Now you sit there wondering, where did it all actually go? And why does this same empty feeling keep returning? Most people believe they have an income problem. They think, if I just earned $10,000 more a year, the stress would disappear. But that belief is a trap. In truth, it's rarely about how much you make, it's about something far more hidden, the silent relationship between the stuff you own and the freedom you lose. Imagine two apartments in the same city. In the first lives a professional earning $95,000 a year. The place looks impressive, a large OLED television, an expensive leather sectional, and a kitchen full of high-end appliances that rarely get used. The closet overflows with designer clothes, many still bearing tags. Yet every time this person checks their bank account, their stomach tightens. They're only 2 missed paychecks away from real trouble. In the second apartment lives someone earning $52,000 a year. The space feels open and calm. There's a modest couch, a kitchen equipped with only the tools used every day, and nothing extra crowding the corners. When this person opens their banking app, they feel quiet confidence. They have 8 months of expenses saved and consistently invest 20% of every paycheck. The person earning roughly half as much actually enjoys far greater financial security. This isn't a story about income. It's a story about the hidden cost of stuff and how it quietly steals your freedom. Today, we're going to explore the 7 minimalist money rules that separate those who merely look rich from those who truly become wealthy. These rules aren't about living in deprivation. They're about understanding that every single object you own carries a price tag you've never fully calculated. Rule 1. The law of double cost. Most people believe a purchase ends the moment they hand over their card. Minimalists know better. Everything you own costs money twice. The first cost is the price on the receipt. The second cost is the invisible tax, storage, maintenance, mental energy, and lost opportunities. Take that $1,000 treadmill gathering dust in the corner. The purchase price was the first cost, but it also occupies about 20 square feet. In a big city, that space might cost you $800 to $1,000 a year in rent or mortgage just to house a machine you rarely use. You aren't owning equipment, you're paying rent for a monument to a habit that never stuck. Beyond money, there's the mental tax. Every item demands attention, cleaning, organizing, insuring, worrying about, and eventually disposing of. Research from the Princeton University Neuroscience Institute shows that visual clutter overwhelms the brain, making it harder to focus and raising stress levels. Your stuff is literally stressing you out in ways you don't even notice. The minimalist fix is simple. If you cannot explain your entire financial life and why you own what you own in one clear sentence, your system has become too complicated. Complexity creates friction. Friction leads to mistakes, and mistakes quietly erode your freedom. Rule 2. The cost per use calculator. Price is a lie marketers tell us. The only honest measure of value is cost per use. Picture 2 purchases. A $200 designer dress worn once for a wedding, cost per use, $200. A $500 high-quality mattress used every single night for 10 years, cost per use about 13 cents. The expensive mattress is actually 1,500 times cheaper than the cheap dress. This simple math destroys impulse buying because it forces you to judge an item by its real utility, not the emotion of the moment. We all have that dusty air fryer or bread maker sitting in the cabinet. If you use it only twice a year, each meal effectively costs $75. Meanwhile, a $40 chef knife, used daily for a decade, costs less than a penny per use. Before any purchase over $50, pause and run the numbers. Honestly estimate how many times you will use it. Divide the price by that number. If the cost per use feels painful, the item isn't an asset, it's a liability. This rule doesn't ban nice things. It simply ensures the nice things you buy actually serve your life. Rule 3. The replacement test. Most of what fills our homes exists through inertia, not intention. We keep things simply because they are already there. Right now, look around your living room. Pick any object, a vase, a side table, a piece of unused tech. Ask yourself honestly, if this item disappeared tonight, would I spend my own money to replace it tomorrow? If the answer is no, that item has negative value. It is quietly stealing your space and your peace. We often fall into the sunk cost fallacy, believing we must keep something because we once paid for it, but that money is already gone. Holding on to the object won't bring it back. It only continues to drain your energy and attention. Minimalists apply this test ruthlessly. They sell what still has value and donate what doesn't. When you remove everything you wouldn't replace, your home suddenly feels larger, your mind clearer, and your financial margin begins to expand naturally. Rule 4. Systems over willpower. Most people fail with money because they rely on willpower alone. Willpower is a limited battery that drains throughout the day. By the time you get home tired from work, it's usually empty, and that's exactly when expensive takeout or impulse clicks happen. Minimalist finance works through smart environment design. Make the right choice the easy choice. Automate first. Set up your accounts so 20% of every paycheck moves automatically into savings or investments before you even see it. What you never see, your brain doesn't treat as spendable. Create gentle friction too. Delete saved credit card details from websites. Remove one-click shopping apps from your phone. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. And add a mandatory 24-hour waiting period for any non-essential purchase. Studies show that a large portion of impulse desires simply fade once the initial excitement passes, saving you hundreds without needing heroic self-control. Rule 5. The lifestyle multiplier effect. Every big purchase acts like a hub that attracts a cluster of hidden expenses. This is the lifestyle multiplier. Buying a boat isn't just the boat. It brings the trailer, the special vehicle hitch, storage fees, insurance, fuel, and constant maintenance. Buying a larger home isn't just the mortgage. It means higher utilities, bigger property taxes, lawn care, and the urge to fill every empty room with more furniture. A $5,000 purchase can quietly become an $8,000 or $12,000 commitment over a few years. Minimalists always calculate the full ecosystem cost before saying yes. The reverse works beautifully too. When you eliminate one major possession you don't truly need, whether a second car or an unused subscription, you don't just cut that single payment, you remove insurance, fuel, repairs, and the constant mental overhead. You're not only saving money, you're buying back your time and peace. Rule 6. Defining enough. Why do people earning $500,000 a year still feel constant stress? Because they never decided what enough actually looks like. Without a finish line, expenses expand forever to consume every extra dollar. Minimalists define enough early. What size home truly supports your happiness? What level of comfort genuinely improves daily life without adding burden? Once you reach that point, every additional dollar stops funding lifestyle upgrades and starts building real freedom. Wealth, in this view, isn't measured by what you own. It's measured by your options. Can you walk away from a job that harms your health? Can you take months off for family? Can you launch a passion project without financial panic? These choices belong only to those who maintain a wide gap between their income and their lifestyle. The person with the flashy car but empty savings account is trapped by their own choices. The person with the modest car and a strong emergency fund holds the ultimate luxury, the power to say no. Rule 7. The Future Self Audit. Minimalism isn't a one-time declutter, it's an ongoing practice. Every 3 months, sit down and ask a single powerful question about every significant item and expense in your life. Would my future self 5 years from now thank me for owning or spending on this? This audit turns good intentions into lasting habits. It catches lifestyle creep before it takes root. It keeps your money and your space aligned with the life you actually want to live, not the one that's simply accumulated over time. At the end of the day, these 7 rules aren't really about money. They're about something deeper. Silence. That constant background hum of financial anxiety that never quite switches off when your life is cluttered and complicated. Minimalism flips the switch. When your finances become simple, fewer things, fewer bills, clearer choices, your entire world grows quieter. You sleep better. You decide with confidence. You stop measuring yourself against the polished lives you see online. You realize true wealth isn't loud or showy. It's the deep, steady knowledge